Uh, Good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good evening. It's Dylan taking you to the morning drive with me, wherever you are around the world. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's another morning conversation. And just to give you a quick update, especially for those who have subscribed to my channel, as far as the CCNA is concerned, like people have been asking me at work, and Dylan, we haven't heard anything from you regarding the CCNA, the thing that you plan to do. As some of them doesn't really know what the CCNA is, and yeah, you've been blogging about it. You have like a series about it, but we haven't heard anything regarding that thing. And I said, well, before that, just to give you a trivia, it's been a year since I took my my CCNA routing and switching lab attempt, and this was held in Sydney. And another trivia, like, of all the videos that I've recorded and posted in YouTube, it's that video, which was, I think, named my CCNA RNS first attempt, is still having the most number of views to date. It's close to 2,000 already. So if you haven't watched the video, so I'll try to post a link below. It's basically just me sharing what was my experience when I took the CCNA routing and switching for the first time. Where did I take it? What did I feel? And what are like the learning experiences that I've gained from it. And sometimes those things, they are priceless. Let me just fix my camera there. Okay, so today, speaking of so regarding the CCNA, yes, I must take the exam, because my written exam will be expiring this year, specifically January 21st, I think, 2019. And the way it works is, once you pass the written, you basically have 90, I think, a year and a half to do your first attempt, and you have 3 years to make all your attempts. So of course, if I don't do that, then I would lose all my certs, whatever's underneath that, like the CCNP, the CCNAs, and what have you. So I'm alright, not concerned about it. Worst case scenario, if that's part of life. If you don't pass it, then I will just have to do the written again. And it's not, I mean, I think that's normal. Like, people would take it for like 5 times. I'm hoping that I wouldn't go beyond 2, honestly, because it costs so much money and time and resources. And some people, they get so stressed up if they don't get it the first time. Dude, the reality is, if you're one of those people, I understand, I get it, but for me, somebody who has done it once, and yeah, you just have to get over it. So one of the things that I'm doing now is, as I mentioned in a past video, I'll be attending Narbic's bootcamp. I'm still doing the labs. It's now more of like the repeating the stuff over and over, because I believe I've already covered, but I don't have like that computer brain that I've mastered everything. Then life will hit you, and it's just basically at this time just prepping, and getting that boot camp would really open me up to like what are like the loopholes that in my in what I know. Another thing that's happening is, I'll be going to Melbourne this next week, because we're upgrading our core network where I work. So interesting. I'll be installing NCS. It's a service provider router. Putting that in, it's one of those things again where I get trapped inside. There should be a reality TV really for service provider, where you get to see what actually happens during you know, changes like this. I'm sure if you're a network engineer and if you're watching this, like, no, nothing exciting is happening there, but I'm pretty sure from somebody who's not, it's pretty much like those reality TV about storage, or I don't know, like those people who does the impounds. From their perspective, I'm pretty sure it's not exciting, but from somebody who doesn't have any idea what the life is like, I think that would be very interesting. Well, again, from my perspective, I think it is. So anyway, so today I'll be talking about, let's go back to basics. So last video I talked about you know, doing the perfect cutover. Let's go back to certifications again, and I want to discuss about what's stopping you from making that jump. Okay, what's stopping you from actually even just freaking starting, just picking up book, or just starting? You know, what is stopping you? Is it there could be a lot of reasons. So, you know, person A's reason might be different from person B, or from them to you. You know, it could be resources, which is a #1 excuse that I hear a lot. It's money. That's the, yeah. One is time. The other one is I'm not good at math. I heard that a lot when I was teaching. Oh, I don't want like networking because I'm not good in math. Like, I don't want to do programming because I heard it requires a lot of math. So let's debunk that, though it would be helpful. Then what else is the reason? A job. I don't have that job yet. You know, I'm not working in networking, so why would I bother studying? So I will address that one by one. Okay? Or another reason would be, I don't think I'm good enough for this thing. I want to do it, but I don't think I'm good enough. Okay, which I think would be the last thing that I will be touching on, if I remember. Okay, so the one is let's say money. Oh, I don't have money, so that's why I can't, you know, I can start on my studying. And I said, okay, so what do you need the money for? And I'm like, well, I need to buy gear, I need to enroll myself in, like, you know, like a training course, yada yada yada. But you know what I realized when looking back when I started, oh, the sun, looking back when I started with my CCNA, I could actually pass this thing. Well, to be fair, I was already in school when I did my CCNA. So yes, it did require some resources and I had to enroll. But looking back, I did not pass my CCNA because, one, I learned it from school. Yes, the advantage is you are in an environment where you have like teachers and students, where you can exchange ideas with. That's helpful. But looking back, it wasn't the one that really pushed me, you know, to study and pass the CCNA. Most of the things that I used was YouTube, packet tracer. You don't even need gear. It would be amazing. Yes, it would be really amazing if you have the gear, you have the routers, you have the switches, and people use that as an excuse as well. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna pass this if I don't have like the actual routers and switches. No, like even CCIEs. It's funny though, there's like somebody who works for Cisco passes entire CCIE without even touching a physical device, because everything is virtualized now. So though there will be that danger wherein, you know, they wouldn't even know how to console in themselves physically to a box, but I mean, that's beside the point. So what I'm trying to get at here, as far as money is concerned, we just have to be creative, you know, sell some stuff on eBay or in Amazon. If you really want to have some physical device, they're really cheap these days. Like, I just gave my CCNA kit to a colleague of mine because I'm like, you can have it, dude. That was my CCNA kit 3-5 years ago, and whatever those devices are, they are still useful these days. I think in the US you can buy as cheap as $10 if you really want to play with gear. And if you are in school, and I noticed this because I went back to TAFE the other day, and just observe once in a while I would visit TAFE and just, you know, see my teachers, my instructors, see how they are and how's the system, and, you know, who knows, I might go back and teach again. But anyway, so that's beside the point. And I've been telling the students, and I think even my instructor quoted me on this, as he was telling students, you know, take advantage of the gear you have in school. If you are lucky enough to have a school that would allow you to, you know, touch actual routers and switches, take advantage of them. They are so invaluable, and you have no idea if school finishes, you have no idea when will be the next time you'll get to touch an actual server, an actual router, an actual switch. Do take advantage of them. Okay, so next reason that I usually hear is what's the next reason? Oh, I don't have time. So time is a typical reason, right? We all know that. So it's like going to the gym. So how come you're not going to the gym? Or how come, you know, you don't do this, you don't get to study, or you don't get to do work? Oh, because I ran out of time, or I don't have time. Well, you have to make time. Nobody really wakes up. I've been saying this over and over. Nobody really wakes up becoming a network engineer or a software engineer or whatever, like a carpenter or somebody great at something. You really need to devote time, you know, time and effort in order to be good at something. Yeah, it's plain and simple. Next is, I'm hitting the 13-minute mark. Let's go to the last one, because I think that's a really big one. The math first. You know, people say, oh, I'm not good at networking because I'm not good in math. Like, where the heck are you going to use math for? You know, yes, there will be subnetting, but dude, in the real world, there's like subnet calculator. Yes, I did study subnetting, you will not be allowed to use the calculator during your exam unless something has changed. But it doesn't really require math. It's more of like a strategy. It's, you know what I did during the exam? I memorized like a table. And when I sat there, I just listed down like, okay, slash 39, 28, 27, slash, all the way I think up to slash 19, I think, from memory. That was a long time ago. And that's what I did. If you can't be bothered doing the math, then memorize it. If you're not good at memorizing, well, I don't. Everything takes practice. It all boils down to the time that you put into it, and before you know it, it's just going to be like second nature. Like, for example, a slash 30 is like a point-to-point link, which could be a slash 31 as well. You have like 2 IPs in there, so get used to it. It's all a matter of practice. Now, the last point is about telling yourself, I'm not good at it. Like, I'm not, that part, it will not only affect your certification journey, but I think it will affect everything. The moment you start telling yourself it has something to do with you and not like external factor, then that's something serious that you really need to discuss with yourself or with somebody else. Time, you have control over that. Money, time, you don't have control over that, but you can do something about it from your end. Money, you can't sometimes do anything about it because that's something external, But if you start believing that I'm not good at it, then maybe ask yourself, is this a belief? Is this something that you're trying to convince yourself? The moment you start saying, I don't know, which I commonly hear to a lot of millennials these days, then you start asking yourself, what do you know? Try to trace back what triggered that thing. And you need to unlearn that. Because I'm pretty sure somewhere in your past, somebody or something triggered that thinking that you're not good enough. So this does not apply only to IT, it applies to anything. If you start feeling sorry for yourself, at the end of the day, here's what I wanted. This is the whole point. Here's the punchline of this video. Get over yourself, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is the main point of this video. Get over yourself. Whatever you're thinking, regardless if it's resources or time or math or the idea that I can't do it, I'm not good at it. If you really want it, just like if you like so for example, if you're a guy and if you like this chick, right, you do anything to woo that chick, right? Or if you're a girl, I don't know, if you like this guy, you'd probably do something to get this guy attracted to you or even notice you, right? You do everything, but it wouldn't, you wouldn't. Oh well. Anyway, as I've said, at the end of the day, whatever it is that's stopping you, all I'm saying is just get over yourself. Failure is inevitable. I think everybody should fail, and it's only through failure that we can learn from mistake. Failure is not there to stop you from doing something. It's basically just letting you know that you missed something. So exactly what I've experienced during my CCNA, the failure in that exam is pretty much just telling me, Dylan, you're not ready, and you need to go back to studying. Go back to your lab, check what you have missed, and go back to the saddle and just do it again. Then I always have that option, right? I always have that option of not doing it anymore, but I don't want to end up thinking what could have happened if I pushed on. Like, I think for me personally, that would be the worst experience that I could have, always thinking what could have happened if I only did this, right? And I'm sharing this to you because I don't want you guys to experience the same thing. All right, with that, I'm gonna end this video. It's already been 20 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging in there. In the meantime, I'm gonna drive to work now. I'm gonna turn this off. Thank you so much. So leave a like if you find this video motivating, interesting, helpful, and if you think people need this as well, you can share this with them via whatever social means. Thank you so much, and remember guys, keep on studying, be a lifelong learner. It's all worth it, trust me. See ya, bye.